I think he's content if he has to score 30 or 20,
Yeah.
get 17 rebounds or get 12 rebounds or get 12 assists or 15 assists. I think he's such a great player. I don't care. If I have to score, I can, but
Yeah.
I'm content. I'm content to get 12 rebounds, 13, 15 rebounds, or 12 assists or 15 assists. And if you don't appreciate that, you just don't know anything about basketball. That's brilliance right there.
Charles Barkley was not only calling Nikola Jokic a great player, he also compared him to Tim Duncan. But the comparison goes deeper than how many titles he wins or personal accolades. He's also talking about how he gets the job done. Before the game,
Joker. Look at that man right there.
Hey, Jokey.
Damn, Joker, that's what happens. You get 45, 27, and 10.
during the game, and after it. So let's look at the 5 things Charles Barkley was right about Nikola Jokic that are insane. But first, let's begin with how having Jokic on your team pretty much guarantees wins.
Three teams, because, man, what the Joker's doing. You know, the one thing about sports is we just taking this dude for granted, man. He is the best basketball player in the world. You just going out there getting easy triple doubles every day, and he ain't getting them fluky 10 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists. He get like 25, 16, and 17.
Chuck is not talking about box score padding. He is talking about dominance that comes naturally. But as a consequence of how easy Jokic makes it look, he gets taken for granted. Like that time in 2023 when TNT forgot to have Jokic on their graphic. Charles Barkley was the only one who later apologized for the error, but it just shows how he's taken for granted, even by the Nuggets front office.
Like, he is the best player in the world.
They won a championship.
I know, but he's like, they could win again.
That is not hype. That is expectation, and we'll get into it later. But how can you not have expectations when you have a player that analysts struggle to even describe what he's doing? Listen to Brian Windhorst back in November 2025 when Jokic was just getting started.
I want you to listen to what I'm about to say. I'm going to try to keep it under control. Every 100 possessions he's on the court, the Nuggets are scoring 151 points. Every 100 possessions he's on the court defensively, the Nuggets are giving up 104 points. That means every 100 possessions he's out there, the Nuggets are outscoring the opposition by 47 points.
That is not normal. That is not just MVP level. That is a historic influence, and Jokic has been at it for the last 5 years. But Nikola Jokic has always been taken for granted, and sometimes it gets Chuck angry.
You know, Joel deserved the MVP, and Joker and Giannis, they were 1, 2, 3, whoever you voted. There's one person, I don't even know this fool's name, didn't even have Joker in the top 5. Like, people like that shouldn't get a vote.
Because when you strip away the aesthetics, the flash, and the stereotypes of what a superstar is supposed to look like, Jokic keeps landing in the same place, at the top. But with all that he has given Denver, why haven't they done more? Charles Barkley has always believed that greatness comes with responsibility. If you're lucky enough to have a player who bends the league around him, you do not sit back and admire it. You maximize it.
But I'm telling you, you cannot waste this guy's prime. This guy's the best player in the world. Get greedy.
The key word there is greedy. Here, Barkley is not talking about ego. He is talking about urgency. Jokic is in the middle of one of the most dominant stretches any center has ever had. And Barkley understands how rare that window is.
You got a guy that great. You got to win some more. Because he got another 5 years.
Jokic has already delivered Denver its first championship. But Barkley is not impressed by one ring when the ceiling is clearly higher. Jokic is averaging career highs across the board and making his teammates better just by standing on the floor. And the scary part is how dependent Denver still is on him.
That is a luxury to have Nikola Jokic available as much as we've had him available. This Nuggets team needs to figure out how to win without him, period. Because again, it is not realistic to assume that Nikola Jokic can play 40 minutes of basketball almost every game for an 82-game season. It's not realistic.
You see, Barkley has seen this movie before. All-time greats only get so many chances while they're healthy, sharp, and fully in control of the game. Jokic is in that phase right now. Which is why Barkley keeps repeating that this is not the time to be patient. This is the time to capitalize. And that urgency leads directly to the next thing Barkley got right. One of the smartest things Charles Barkley ever said about Nikola Jokic had nothing to do with stats or awards. It had everything to do with longevity.
When he gets older, his game gonna still be fine because he's not the most athletic brother in the world.
Barkley understands basketball bodies. He knows which players rely on explosion, speed, and athletic dominance. And he knows Jokic is one of those players who rely on their mind. Jokic does not win with speed. He does not overpower people with vertical athleticism. He wins by reading defenses faster than they can react. That is why Barkley compares him to players like Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and Tim Duncan. Those players did not fade when their bodies slowed down because their brains were always ahead of the play. But besides their minds, or maybe even because of it, these players are able to naturally command respect and belief from their teammates. And Chuck has seen Jokic do just that for the Nuggets. As he ages, Jokic will still pass over defenses. He will still score with footwork and angles. He will still dictate pace and spacing. And when athletic advantages disappear for others, Jokic will barely feel the change. And speaking of change, Charles Barkley thinks Jokic's achievement in Denver has been insane. But more importantly, he respects the refusal to take shortcuts. One of the things Charles Barkley has never been shy about is how he feels about super teams. He has criticized them for years, no matter who benefits from them. And that is why his respect for Nikola Jokic carries so much weight.
I mean, if you don't like the Joker, there's something wrong with you as a person.
Jokic did not demand a trade. He did not jump franchises to chase easy rings. He stayed in Denver, a small market team that drafted him in the second round and built something real. Barkley has been very clear about how he feels when stars take shortcuts.
You know, I don't like any guys who join super teams.
That is what makes Jokic different. The Nuggets did not stack all stars. They developed Jamal Murray. They trusted Michael Porter Jr. They built continuity instead of chaos. And Jokic led all of it without ego. When Denver won the championship, Barkley said it made him feel good. Not because Jokic was dominant, but because of how it happened. Other superstars do not get that respect from Charles.
Listen, as much as I love LeBron, when he started doing this thing with Bosh and Wade, that was the first wave. Okay,
Right.
The second wave was KD going to the Warriors. Adam Silver had to do something.
Indeed, players chasing super teams has led to quite a number of changes in the NBA. But Jokic has stayed the same, only he's getting better and better. And although other experts and fans might find it insane, but Chuck got it right. Jokic might not look like it, but he is an all-time great.
Jokic looks like one of those guys in the hood, Ernie, that get picked last, and he always wins.
Charles even believes that the Joker would win even against the Big Shaq.
I'm not moving the goalpost. The Joker would have killed you.
I just said
Took you out to the three-point line and just dotted your eye with them threes.
I just said I agree with you.
That is not disrespect. That is reality. Jokic forces big men to defend space they are uncomfortable in, and he punishes smaller defenders with strength and touch. But besides what would happen in a hypothetical Joker versus Shaq match, Barkley just loves how Jokic's game exposes how much people rely on appearances instead of substance. Charles Barkley has never been afraid to say exactly what he sees. And when it comes to Nikola Jokic, he has been consistently ahead of everyone else. From recognizing him as the best player in the world to warning Denver not to waste his prime. Barkley saw the full picture before most people caught on. Jokic does not dominate with flash or athleticism. He dominates with intelligence, patience, and a style of basketball that quietly breaks opponents down possession by possession. That is why Barkley's takes on Jokic sound bold at first, but always end up being right. He even challenges the president of the Big Men Association to do the same.
You don't want to give Joker no credit because you think you compare him to you.
No,
I don't. Listen, listen. What that man is doing is just flat out housing people.
So what has Shaq had to say about the Joker? Watch 5 things Shaq said about Nikola Jokic that are crazy next to see how Shaq's views differ from Chuck's.